Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Collider Games podcast. My name is Dennis Tzeng, and I'm here with
Josh Weyers.
yes, and Josh is joining us. Last week you couldn't join us because you had moved back to
Moved back to South Africa.
yeah, and
Um,
you're still
I
settling
think
in.
I think at the time you guys were recording, I was sleeping. I was jet lagged. I couldn't make it, but here I am. I'm from South Africa, but we're here.
Yeah, so Josh is still going to be with us just through Skype. How is it being back at home?
Oh, it's so refreshing. It's not the weather was a nice change of pace, going from cold LA to pretty hot and humid South Africa. It's nice to see my family, and it's a beautiful country. It's actually where I live. It's fucking gorgeous. Like right now, I'm busy looking at a lighthouse, which is the most southern point of Africa, and it's gorgeous.
Nice.
Almost makes up for all the crime.
So we had a semi-busy week of video game news. This kind of just dropped in yesterday. Last of Us,
Yeah, this is big
very
news.
acclaimed, the very acclaimed PlayStation exclusive franchise is going to be having a television series, and not only is it going to be a television series, it's going to be on HBO. So it's not like going to be
A
some
big,
rinky-dink. Yeah. Like when you think of premium
big
cable
television
or whatever,
series.
your HBO is at the top of that mountain, when it comes to production value, talent they put behind. Craig Mazin is going to be one of the guys spearheading. If you don't know him, he did
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl, and he won an Emmy
Sure,
for
yeah,
that.
which was really good.
So yeah, and then this kind of also replaces the movie that they had been planning. They'd announced the movie adaptation. It was very slow moving. They're like, okay, we're not doing that movie anymore. We're going to do this as well, or instead of that. What are your thoughts?
Uh, Well, I mean, first of all, I'm excited that it's coming from someone who knows how to do a
Mm-hmm.
post-apocalyptic type show. Following that, he's a huge fan of video games. He's a huge fan of The Last of Us. A direct quote I'm going to pull up right here. Some of this is some of the words that he actually had about Druckmann, which is without question the finest storyteller working in the video game medium, and The Last of Us is his magnum opus. And then he says, getting a chance to adapt this breathtaking work of art has been a dream of mine for years, and I'm so honored to do it in partnership with Neil. So the fact that he's wanted to do it for years,
Mm-hmm.
he's definitely got the motivation, and
And
I think he's going to nail it.
after the Emmy win, he has the clout now to do it as well.
Exactly. Not only has he got the clout, but he's got that HBO budget, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Um,
it's going to be good. I mean, I know a lot of people were looking forward to the movie, but I think a series is going to be much better. I think I saw some speculation. Some fans were worried about are they going to do any changes? Because obviously it is, from what I was reading, some sort of adaptation. Um, Mainly sticking to the storyline. People were asking if they were going to change Ellie's
sexual
sexuality, and it's like, why would they?
yeah.
So they said they're not going to because I mean, why
HBO is
would
not
they?
HBO is not some sort of super religious conservative channel. You know what I mean? Like the stuff
Exactly. Yeah,
they
they're not afraid.
no. I mean,
I
if you
mean,
watch like
we saw you saw
True
Game of
Blood,
Thrones.
Game of Thrones, True Blood, they do not shy away from any of those things. I don't see any reason why they would change that.
Yeah, no, he's really excited to be working on it, which is that's the most exciting part about it. I think
Yeah.
he's going to do a good job. You know, it's usually I would be I mean with I guess nowadays we can have more optimism when we look at things like The Witcher, you know what I mean? And even though I had my gripes with The Witcher at certain points in time of it, like I wasn't much of a fan of the CGI, considering their budget, I think it could have been a bit better. But with the success of that, it's nice to know that people can do a really good video game. Well, that's a book adaptation, but still,
Mhm.
video game book, you know what I mean, in the same realm. Like you said, he's got the clout, he's got the budget now, and Chernobyl was great. Like it was a dark post-apocalyptic
Mhm.
series, which is exactly what The Last of Us is. So it's, I mean, like if you're looking at the facts, he should be hitting this one out of the park, you know?
Yeah. And look what they did with Lindelof and Watchmen. You know what I mean? They made it an
Oh
already
yeah.
R-rated comic book, but they kept it. Obviously, it's a semi sequel to the comic book.
Yeah, it's more
So
true to the comic as
yeah,
well, which is nice.
yeah. So I think this is a good move, especially with HBO behind it, with Craig Mazin, with all the people involved. It sounds like it's not going to be some cheap adaptation that's rushed. I don't expect to see this thing for a while because they probably really want to do this correctly, right? You know,
Yeah. I
and
mean,
plus
yeah, it's
they're
true.
probably going to draw from Last of Us 2 as well, part 2, because you have part 1 obviously already done, where they can draw from part 2 as well.
I see them. I mean, pilot season's around January, so I see them maybe casting around January of next year,
Mhm.
which is that gives enough time for people to play The Last of Us 2 and for them to draw from The Last of Us 2 if they're going to be adapting the script at all. But
I
yeah, I
saw
think they'll probably start auditioning in January, February.
Yeah, I saw some kind of what is it, casting suggestion. Someone had put up Nicholas Coster-Waldau, the guy who plays Jaime Lannister on Game of Thrones, uh, and they also put Caitlin Dever, the girl from Booksmart, to play Ellie.
Okay. I mean,
What do you
yeah,
think of those, or do you have any other
I
suggestions?
kind of like. I mean, I kind of hope they give the mocap actors a chance to audition as well. It's a weird thing to say, but like it would be nice to see them audition for it, especially so there's with how familiar they are with the characters already. You know what I mean? Other than that, I think of a lot of Walking Dead characters actually. A lot of Walking Dead actors I think could do quite well in this.
Um, like I've
Maybe
mentioned,
maybe I forget.
maybe before, that I hadn't finished Last of Us, the first one, which I plan on doing before the second one comes out, but I don't have that much time. But people likened the relationship of Logan and you know why am I blanking on her name? What's the girl's name in Logan? Um,
Oh yes, I know what you're talking about. The little
uh,
girl, right?
yeah, Daphne Keene. I'll remember the actress's name, but not the character's name. But liking that relationship to, like, drawing inspiration from Last of Us, because Last of Us came out before Logan. As someone who
Yeah.
you finished the game, what do you think about that comparison?
Actually, it's pretty close to be honest, and
Hmm.
that's probably the best comparison that I've heard ever. To be fair, if you haven't played The Last of Us, and I had to explain the relationship between Joel and Ellie, that I would use Logan as a reference from now on from this point because
Yeah.
that's as pretty close as it's gonna get. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I'm curious as to how they're what age they're gonna play the characters at, like at what
Hmm.
point in time in the stories are gonna take place. I'm sure we're gonna get a lot of details as like the year goes on as well.
Yeah, because there is the age jump between part 1 to part
And
2.
part 2, yeah.
Um, and yeah, Laura, I just
I
looked it up.
kind
Laura is the name of Daphne King's character in Logan. So Logan and Laura, and you have Joel and Ellie
I
in the line.
think I hope they go with the first Last of Us just because it'll be nice for them to do a series like based on the first Last of Us and then do like a second season maybe on the second game, just because I want to see younger Joel, if you
But
will. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
do you think though the first season would cover just the first? Do you think the first game is only going to be one season's worth, or is that like, can they spread that across 2 seasons and
I
then maybe do
mean,
another 2 seasons on part 2?
they could if they wanted to stretch the first game into 2 seasons. I could see them doing that, but with like thinking that it's HBO, I see them doing hour-long episodes easily. So I think it'll probably be like if it's going to be like 10 episodes and then an hour each, then I think yeah, 2 seasons for the first game. But if they go anything more than 10 episodes with hour-long episodes, then like if they do 20 episodes that are an hour long, I think that would be the whole of the first game for sure.
Interesting. But yeah, this is I think some very good news.
It's
Some
very good
progress,
news.
a lot of
I wonder
progress.
if I wonder if this would never have happened if it wasn't for the success of The Witcher, you know? I mean, I know that they announced the movie for the longest time, but the fact that they switched to series, I wonder if
Yeah,
that was influenced by The Witcher at all.
possibly. And then, like I said, with Craig Mazin winning that Emmys, if this is something that he's passionate about, he has some clout now with HBO.
That's true.
Sony would look at him like, "Oh, this is a guy who made Chernobyl. Awesome." You know what I mean? They're more
I
likely
mean,
to
I'm
hand
also
over some
excited
sort of
that
creative control to him. You know?
I'm also excited that was where is it here? The yeah, I think it's the head of Naughty Dog is going to be executive producing. He'll
Yeah.
still be playing a hand as well, which is that's nice to know as well. So it's not just going to be a lot of your Hollywood executives. It'll have a couple of your gaming executives in there as well.
Yeah.
Well, mind you, I guess executive producing, all you're really doing is funding it, you know. But hopefully they can steer it in the right direction as well.
Yeah. I'm very looking forward to this. I hope they take their time with it. I don't need to see this tomorrow, or you know what I
Oh,
mean,
we
or
got a whole game coming out. You know, we got a whole game to play until we even need to start asking for the series. I think.
yeah. Like I think 2021 is a good time, either mid or late 2021. They don't need to try and rush something out for this fall or anything like that. So
Yeah, mid 2021. I think would be
yeah.
that would
Mid to
be
late 2021.
yeah. I think late 2021 would probably be the most. Uh, I think that's probably what's going to end up happening. If it comes mid 2021, if it comes any earlier than mid 2021, then I'm going to be worried. Then that they didn't take their time with it. You know?
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. This one's not a super big news, but it's a Ghost of Tsushima has a release date, June
June
26th.
26.
Yeah.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
Yeah, and they had a new story trailer as well. They showed off the collector's edition. That looks pretty sick, to be honest.
I was gonna say it looks fucking sexy, man. You see the mask? Like it comes with a little stand.
Yeah,
You could probably
like,
take
but
it
I
off,
mean,
wear it.
usually, like when you get a collector's edition, it's like, oh, you get one thing, right? Like one statue. Or there's like,
Yeah.
here's the mask, here's the statue of the main character, here's a statue of the horse, here's like this thing, that thing. It's pretty pretty nice. Collector's
Oh,
edition is
it's
$170. The
yeah, you get like it looks like you get what's this? Oh, these are in-game skins. I thought there was like extra
Oh, I thought
stuff.
that, yeah, I thought that was statues.
So
Sorry,
yeah,
my bad.
I thought those are
No.
statues too. I know those
Well,
are
they put
in-game
little
skins. Yeah.
platforms on the bottom of the pictures that make it look like
Right?
stands, right? Like, why not just have the thing and be like, oh, no wonder they did trick us. So yeah, they golden mask skin set. Okay, so only the collector's edition at $170 comes with an actual mask with a stand, and it comes with some other stuff too: a wrapping cloth, a war
Art
banner,
book,
a map, a cloth map, steel book, art
and
book,
then like
and then the
the
rest is
in-game
like digital.
skins.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then you can
in-game
buy
items and
visuals.
stuff.
I keep
Director's
forgetting.
commentary as well.
I keep forgetting I have a PS4. It's kind of sad to say. It's like I forget. Like I'm like, oh, it's a PS4 exclusive. Too bad. Like, oh wait, I have a PS4. It's just because
Hey,
I
you
it's
know
because
what?
I
Have you played the new Shadow of the Colossus?
no.
Well, the remake of Shadow of the Colossus. It's free this month if you have PS Plus, and I highly recommend it.
I do not have PS Plus, but I will be. I still need to finish up Last of Us and God of War. It's because I keep my PS4 here at the office, so I don't have access
There.
to it. I do kind of access to it through PlayStation. What is that called? PlayStation Play or
Now?
whatever that's now. Where you
Do
can
you use
connect to
PlayStation
your
Now?
play, where you can connect to your PlayStation from afar or
Oh,
whatever.
second screen, the PS second screen. I was actually
Uh,
using that earlier today, just so I
but
could go to the toilet and not stop playing Assassin's Creed
oh my
Odyssey.
god. Well,
Um,
I'm talking about
well,
more of like, because it's here at the office and then I go home. I did that with Death Stranding, but then I got kind of bored with Death Stranding. So, have you?
while we're
You
on,
said, yeah. Go ahead.
sorry. Oh,
No,
you
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I was just
Okay.
gonna say I got a little bored with it. So,
It wasn't for me. It was I kind it's horrible to say, but I kind of just ended up watching the movie on YouTube.
Which is probably the
Like,
best part, right? I mentioned
yeah,
so many
it's
good things about it, except for me the gameplay and the game flow.
yeah, no, I just ended up watching the movie on YouTube, had a great time. While we're talking about Ghost of Tsushima, is if you pre-order it, you get a really, really cool theme, like a PS4 dynamic theme. And I'm not gonna lie, it kind of makes me want to pre-order the game because I'm excited for the game, but this pre-order, oh dude, this PS4 dynamic skin looks amazing. I really hope that they release it. If I don't pre-order the game, I hope I can at least buy the theme. I hope it's not one of those like I mean, if it is exclusive, then that's my loss. But it looks beautiful. I'm not one to care about PS4 dynamic themes, but this looks sexy. I kind of want it. Like I may have to pre-order the game just to get the theme.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next subject. This one's interesting. There's a rumor going around about the pricing of the PS5. First, the rumor is that we already know the Xbox is going to get two versions, right? We know it's going to get like a
Yeah.
diskless version that's going to cost cheaper, and then one with a disc. Which I think I think the one with the disc is going to be like $150 more expensive. But what they can say is, look, if you want to get in on this system without this, you can hit it at probably what we're talking about, that sweet spot of the $399, $400 spot, But then the one with the disc, I think, is going to be that $500 plus mark, maybe 550 or something
Yeah.
like that, because people are like talking about all the great specs on it. But the rumor is that the Sony is actually going to do it as well, because
Which makes
except for their
sense as to why we've been getting so many different speculations for it, because that makes a lot of sense why we keep getting different different leaks about like different specs, and it makes sense if there's two consoles.
yeah, but they're going the opposite way, where the Xbox Series X keeps talking about the high end version, right? And then they'll have that lesser version without the disc for whatever price cheaper. Where PS5 has been talking about their regular version, and that this version would be the premium one that would be rumored around $600. But I think this is also the rumor for the Xbox Series X as well, the higher end version. So if we're
That's
looking at
steep, man.
it is. It
That is
is,
steep.
especially since we still don't know of any exclusive games. I mean, we know will be games on there, but there also will be available on your PS4 and your Xbox One. But yeah, $600 is a lot, and you're not going
That's
to get a lot of people
steep.
transitioning to the next generation at that price point. Especially when there's no exclusive content right now. And also, every generation, the differences get less and less, like from, the PS1 to the PS2, right, was a big difference in graphics.
Yeah.
The PS2 to the PS3 is like, okay, definitely better graphics, but the change wasn't as much from the PS3 to PS, you know what I mean? Because the PS3
Yeah.
and PS4, if you're not talking about the PS4 Pro, you're still talking 1080p. Obviously these newer ones will be able to support 4K gaming, but
Well, I know that they were originally saying that the next gen consoles with Xbox and PlayStation, that it was going to be a noticeable difference. That was the biggest thing that they're pushing, is that when they first spoke about it earlier last year, they said it was going to be a significant difference, like the PS1 and the PS2. I hope they stick true to that. I still, going back to the price difference on the two different consoles, I know that the smaller console that Sony is planning, or at least according to the rumors, is going to have 9 teraflops rather than
yeah,
the 12 or 13 teraflops. I I don't know what a teraflop is, but that sounds like a big difference between 9 and 12.
yes, yes. But like I said, we don't know the pricing of them both, and we don't know. if the Xbox Series X, the discless version, is somehow the specs are lesser. I mean, other than the not having the disc in there, because they're gonna have to have it, because if the rumors are true, a $600 console is just not going to be. You're not getting people in there.
It's not going to sell as well as what they want. At least, I mean, weren't they speculating to have sold like 3 million by mid next year or something? I think that was their original estimate.
Yeah, that's tough if you don't have exclusives and you have that type of price point. We're so used to the $399 price point. I mean, obviously people were paying what, $500 for the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X.
Yeah, well, which nowadays you can get refurbished at a cheaper price,
Yeah, and also, while there
wasn't the original Xbox, the Xbox One, wasn't that originally at a $500 price?
Yes.
I think so, because it had the Kinect involved.
Yeah, they had the Kinect, and they made a mistake. And remember, one of the main reasons they didn't sell as well was because they had that extra $100. Extra $100.
That's true, yeah.
Okay.
But at the same time, I do know people who did, in fact, buy it. So I guess there is some hope, Yeah. Well, hopefully they'll be at the exact same price limit, Hopefully both consoles come out at the same price limit so that it really is more of a preference thing rather than a what's cheaper thing.
Yeah, for sure.
There's definitely, I mean, I'm looking at the list of games that'll be out on the PS5, and none of them are exclusive, but there definitely will be. I mean, Outriders, which will be coming out before the PS5, but you can get it on the PS5 as well. Godfall, which will be, I believe, a launch game for the PS5. Like Gods and Monsters, which kind of looks like a Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild ripoff.
But that's going to be all, those are all going to be on,
It's going to be on PS4 as well, for sure. I didn't even know
right now, you can buy Xbox One X, $335. So it's no longer, remember, it used to be $500. Now it's
actually decent, yeah.
$335, yeah. I mean, I bought my Xbox One a long time ago, so it's still ticking. PS4 Pro is $338, so they're comparably. But at the same time,
is that cost price?
Yeah, that's at on Amazon, $338 for PS4 Pro. I mean, at this point, I don't see any purpose in buying either one.
I'm leaning towards rather than getting a PS4 Pro than a PS5 at this point. I mean, I enjoy all the other features the PS5 will come with like backwards compatibility, etc. But as I said a couple podcasts back, I've bought a couple classic games on Amazon because I know that they're going to go up once the PS5 comes out. So I'm trying to get some of those PlayStation 1, PS2 games at like $3 a pop kind of thing. But I've only gotten a couple. It's like mainly just the ones that I have a deep nostalgic connection to. And it'll be nice to play those, but I'm not going to spend $600 to play SSX Tricky, you know what I mean? Or Def Jam 5 for New York. It's no. Oh, man. Or Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. That's another one I got.
I mean, I bought my PS4 in, I think, October. Let me look at October. October. Why is this not showing up? I'm looking at my Amazon order list. $295. My God.
Well, we're on the topic of.
Jeez, I paid $300. Not the Pro version, the regular version. It's slim. My God.
I mean, we're not really on this topic, but I figured now would be a good time to mention it more than anything else, which is GameStop's plan to stop GameStop from going bankrupt, which is they're trying to turn them into. I know we spoke about this before, but it seems like trying out. They don't know if they're gonna go in this direction, but they're trying it out in Tulsa, Oklahoma, a couple stores out there. They're basically turning them into these like shared spaces where it's rather than you go buy games there. You go there and play the games there. Like you can have like your tabletop RPGs, more like a community center kind of thing. And they
Yeah,
say
I
it's
saw
working well
that.
out there, but I don't know how it'll do in big cities, you know?
Yeah, I saw that a few months ago. Like they had those test things. So I'm just, yeah. I mean, it's a last ditch effort. Do I know? Look, I'm not part of the younger generation, so I don't know for them if they have the time and the energy to like go do that. Maybe they do. I know someone my age, like, no, I just want to play games out. You know what I mean? Like,
I would do it to get it like a sense of community in real life. I would like to go to the GameStop and make new friends there, play some tabletop RPGs, maybe play some console games against each other. But at the end of the day, how many people can you fit in the GameStop? You know, like surely there's a limit to how much money you could be making off of these people lounging around in your store. And how would you charge? Do you charge them by the hour? Do you charge them what they're playing on? Like, is there a time limit? Like, if I show up at 8 o'clock in the morning and leave at 8 o'clock at night, you probably didn't make a lot of money off of me. You know, I'm just sitting there playing D&D.
yeah,
But
yeah, I
I don't
don't
know.
know.
I like the idea of trying to get the kids out of their homes and try to meet face to face. I like that idea.
No, I
But
like the
like you said,
idea too.
a last ditch effort, like you said.
Yeah, I like the idea too. I just don't know if it'll pan out. All right, next one up, Half-Life Alyx coming out later this month. I can't believe it. They've been releasing a lot of trailers and gameplay recently. They talked about a sequel. I know the team wants to work on more Half-Life Alyx stuff as soon as possible. I watched. They had like 13 minutes of gameplay showing off some of the cool tricks that the game has. Right now, if you own a Valve Index, they'll let you actually visit City 17 in VR. It's
And
not the
if you
game.
don't have one, you can get one next week because I believe they're
Yes,
finally getting back
they're
in
back in
stock next
stock. I
week.
think they purposely waited. I think they've had some ready to sell that they've been purposely like holding back until this month. They're just like, all right, here we go.
I mean, it kind of works. It works out as a marketing plan and as a
Yeah,
plan to more sales. You know.
yeah, and also now with this kind of free preview, it's not the game. They said you can interact with stuff, but it's not exactly the game. It's not representative of the game, but you get to see the world and you get to interact with
More like a
stuff.
digital tour, you know.
Yeah. Watching that
Uh,
footage got me really excited.
Same.
You have what was cool was like that one gun upgrade station. Like you don't really have
Yeah.
that in previous Half-Lives, where you go in there and you collect resin and then you upgrade your gun using those kind of upgrade points. Because before it used to be like you had these med stations that you would just fill up on your med or your armor and whatnot. In this one, it's like, okay, now you can start upgrading stuff and just showing the interactions between. So instead of a gravity gun, maybe they will have a gravity gun later, but they have the mechanism. They don't want you to like walk over stuff and bend down to pick up stuff. They basically have this mechanism where you basically have stuff gravitate towards your hand to pick up
Kind
stuff.
of like the gravity gun almost.
Yeah.
It's kind of like they implemented the gravity gun into your glove.
Yes.
I do hope the gravity gun makes an appearance because it's one of my favorite weapons ever in any video game. So I hope that they does make some kind of comeback. But it almost seems like your glove is part gravity glove, I guess.
Yeah, but you're not like doing what like with the gravity gun. You're picking up very large objects and throwing at the people things
Sure,
at.
yeah. This is more small handheld things. You're right.
Yes, and you're just picking them. You see it across the room instead of having to walk all the way over there. You just use the mechanism and it floats to you, which makes it easier because
Yeah.
you're not sitting there, wasting all your time to go pick it up and walk around and bend over and whatnot.
I think the one thing that I found most impressive about this trailer was, I mean, I saw it back in the first couple of stuff they showed as well, but the physics is just, I love the physics. Just watching the people kind of push around the face huggers and like throw things around, like throwing a bucket around. The physics just look so satisfying. Like it seems like the kind of game where you could easily like yes, you're going to be in these high tense, like almost like these suspense situations, but then every now and then you can goof around. You can
Hmm.
you can juggle some stuff if you want. No, man, I need to get. Hold on, I know we spoke about this before because I'm looking at getting myself a Quest, but if I wanted to play this game, I'd have to get the cable, right?
Yes, you do. But you don't have
Yeah.
to get
Okay.
a system. You just have to get the Oculus Link cable, which is sold out right now.
Oh shit.
Because
Okay.
yeah, it's in high demand. But you can actually still play with a USB-C cable, but it has to be a very specific, like one. I think it's like a 3.2 spec on it. But what the problem with that one is that one doesn't power it, so you're limited to
Yeah.
the 2 hour time, the battery on the Oculus Quest.
Which I'm
Where
okay with because I get eye strain and a bit
yeah,
nauseous after
so
like
that
an
one,
hour anyway.
those you can get easily. Where the Oculus Link cable is good for is it powers it, so you can go nonstop, right? It's like being plugged in with your Rift S or your Valve Index or whatever. So there's no time limit to those. But like you, I'm not going on marathon. Like 2 hours seems like about the limit of VR in one sitting I can do. So
Yeah, I'd have to push myself to get to 2 hours. I mean, the only people who are going to be spending long amount of times in VR are probably for YouTube challenges. You know what I mean?
mhm. So all right. Yeah, March 9th is when the Valve Index will be back in stock and you can start ordering them again. Remember, March 23rd is when they're going to announce, or when the actual launch is.
So that's soon. Yeah.
I'm just wondering, yeah. The problem is, I want to get a Quest as well and use that, one for its Quest abilities, but then two, now with the Oculus Link, being able to play uh, games from Steam and the Oculus Store. But the Oculus Quest itself is kind of back ordered and supposedly will be back this month, but who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, we'll
Um,
have to see.
yeah.
I don't know what the situation is out here in South Africa because I'm sure I could probably find one out here somewhere just because the economy is not so good, so no one really bought them when they came out. There's probably one or two floating around somewhere.
Nice. Nice. All right.
But yeah, I'm
Next up,
excited. The reason
Uncharted.
I hope that they
Okay.
bring uh, the reason I hope that they bring back the gravity gun is because the best thing to do with the gravity gun is to suck up a toilet and shoot it at someone, and I want to relive that in virtual reality.
Yeah, I like this little gravity glove, I guess you would say, instead of a gun. Gravity glove is like you pick up
Mm.
something like a gas canister, and then you can't hurl at someone and kill them, but you can throw it at, let's say, an enemy, and then shoot it, and then
And
they
shoot
will
it.
catch
Yeah.
fire. All right.
So there's a lot more strategy involved, which is cool.
Uncharted, they finally, this was rumored. I guess they were in discussion, but I guess it's official now. Ruben Fleischer, the director of Venom, Gangster Squad, which I did not care for. He also directed something I did like, which was Zombieland. He will be
Mm.
directing Uncharted. I don't know. I mean, they were supposed to start shooting already, so I don't know where.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that either. Like he's a good director, but like even I really enjoyed Venom, but like Venom is a very different style as to what I would want. Like even just color palette wise, you know what I mean? Like I kind of want like it sounds weird to say this, but I kind of want that like you know how every single movie that gets shot in New Mexico has this weird like green tinge to it.
Yeah,
I kind of want a color palette like that for the Uncharted movie. You know what I mean? But don't set it in Mexico.
yeah. Here's something that I found funny. Outer Worlds is going to have a font fix. The developers are going to release a patch to finally. Dude, I remember when I'm playing Outer Worlds, I'm like, this text is so tiny. Like I was like, and I remember playing. Remember, I played the demo like a month and a half before the game came out, and I was like, oh, well, they'll fix that. I was like, it's an easy fix, no problem. It's just an issue right now. They'll fix. Apparently, when they launched, they did not have a variable text size. And then when you played, I was like, this can't be. I was like looking in the settings and like, how do you not be able to change the font size given that it is tiny? I was like, they are hoping that you are playing this on a computer, like up close.
Yeah, I mean, I know I was playing on a gaming monitor, pretty up close. But even then, like the font was okay for me, obviously, because I was up close. But even like the actual like item descriptions, like once you went into your inventory and you checked descriptions for each item, that was very tiny. I had to like I had to really get close to the screen to like kind of zoom in to try to read that. So I couldn't imagine, like I honestly couldn't imagine doing some of that game away from a couch, because it's a very dialogue heavy game. There's a lot of reading involved, and it's just having a better UI. I like the UI, but there is always some room for improvements on most UIs, you know?
Yeah, I think they had a toggle option. They added in one of the patches a toggle option from, I think it's probably like 2 different sizes, and now they have like this new one is like an adjustable, customizable one where you can like, okay, this is the size that I actually want. So this is one you sent over to me, but I actually had seen it before just because it's one of those put your palm in your face stuff. Like Twitch streamer suspended, kicked off esports team after accidentally firing gun on camera. Not like fake gun, not BB gun, real gun.
And his excuse was he thought it was empty.
Yes,
like...
and he was drunk as well. So.
Oh my God! Hold on, let me read his statement here because it's great. His statement, his apology afterwards was, "I was clearly intoxicated, but the fact of the matter is, whether I was sober or intoxicated, guns are not a toy. They are not to be messed with. Even if I've had the gun for 2 years, you can still do something stupid like that. It went right through a cup, bounced off the cup. It's like a metal cup, and broke my $1,000 fucking monitor." That's on you, man. You shouldn't be complaining about that. That's on you. The Twitch ban makes sense to me. He got banned off Twitch. That's you shouldn't like what, even if it's like a fake, playing around with a fake gun is even like dangerous in terms of imagery, and people are kids are very susceptible. You know what I mean? So even if you're joking around with a toy gun, it's a no-go. So the Twitch ban makes sense to me. I don't know about him getting. I think he got banned from his esports team as well, or he got kicked off his
booted
esports
off.
team, which is like, it kind of makes me think that with unless it was a big esports team, they wouldn't be too worried about their image, which leads me to believe that he must not have been that good, because if he was good enough, they probably would have been like, he fired a gun.
It's like sports, right? It's like sports.
Exactly.
Sometimes a lot of athletes have off
affairs
the field,
or something.
off the court things or interactions that are, they're like run-ins with the law. And if it's like you're not really that good of a player, it's like immediate boot, right? But if you're like Ben Roethlisberger or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, well, we got to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, I think the statement from the team was it's good to mention the esports team SOAR. We do not condone the actions on live stream by Carl last night. He was removed from the SOAR gaming roster effective immediately. And then he even went on to said, SOAR has released me from the team, as they should. I just want to thank SOAR Gaming for just being a great team and great group of people. They did the right thing, he said. For him to say that, that's just him saying, look, I can be nice. Any other esports teams out there want to take me?
All right. Another thing you sent me over was this unlicensed Quidditch kind of mod game from Rocket League. I took a look at it, and it's like,
it looks fun.
It does. It looks cool. And to get around like it being unlicensed, and they don't call it Quidditch, they call it Broomstick League, but it's essentially Quidditch, right?
Yeah.
You can watch the launch trailer, but it looks cool. It looks fun, and it looks much like the game that you see in the movies, in the Harry Potter movies. I just think it's funny. It's like, well, they don't have the license, so it's called the Broomstick League, and I'm sure they can't use the like you can't be like Hufflepuff or Gryffindor, all that stuff. But
It's
they
just
probably have
blue or red, I believe.
blue or
That's it.
red. There you go. And but they have like
Um, they
they
have
have
wands.
they have something that looks like a griffin. You know, as one of
They
the
got they
mascots.
they do use wands when they're flying around to
Yeah,
get the ball, and then I
you
believe
can't
that
copyright
there's
wands. Can't
yeah
copyright
I
wands.
think there is another ball because like actual Quidditch, there are three hoops. In this game, there's only one hoop, so it's easier to focus. But they also have some other kind of ball that comes around and hits you, which is kind of like the I forget what the name is in Quidditch, but like so they do have other kind of functions from that. There's emotes because you have to have emotes in a game like this, so that's great. Um, it's only $15. I think right now if you get it on Steam, it's on Steam for $13 as like a sale, and then I think in about a week and a half from now it's going to be $15, which is still that's a fair price. I would easily spend $15 to try this game out, even if I hate it. I wouldn't feel bad about it as a novelty. I'd laugh. I'd have some fun, you know. And for $15, it's super easy to get your friend to get it too, you know.
Yeah, I thought it was a Rocket League mod, but it's not. It's an original game, just inspired by both Quidditch and
Yeah.
Rocket League. So well, it looks cool. I mean, I like Harry Potter, but I'm not like a diehard Harry Potter fan. So I don't know if this is something I would get, but I think for Harry Potter fans, I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm also I'd say I'm a big Harry Potter fan, but I don't want to play it for that reason. I kind of want to, I'd love playing new competitive games. You know what I mean? Like when Rocket League first came out, me and Jack spent months and months playing that game, like just couch co-op on the TV. Like there was a we had a problem at one point in time. We just couldn't stop playing the game because I love quick competitive games. So I'm gonna assume they're probably also 5 minute rounds, and I want to
Yeah,
try it out for sure.
nice. All right, last thing, unless you sent me this Animal Crossing New Horizons. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this?
All right, yeah, I don't know. I've never played Animal Crossing because I never really had Nintendos growing up. But
Mm.
I think it's worth mentioning because there is a lot of hype around this, like a lot of hype. So we got the release date. It's March 20th, so
Yeah.
it's coming out pretty soon. There's also a limited edition Nintendo Switch that they're releasing, which looks beautiful. I love the
Mm.
color palette on this. I oh god, I really love the color palette of this. I'm still looking to buy a Nintendo Switch, so maybe this will be the one. I'd be very happy with it. Um, yeah, regarding a lot of people were asking if there's going to be a cloud saving. There's not going to be any cloud saving, so there you won't be able to save your game to the cloud and then play differently. But they did say that in the event that your Nintendo your console fails, you can go and you'll be able to get your save file online, which leads me to believe why not just have cloud saving then? You know,
Mm.
I feel like it can't be that difficult to work out. Um, anyways, moving on. There's going to be multiplayer in the game, which is interesting. Up to 8 players can live on an island. You can only have one island per Nintendo Switch console. It does not matter how many copies of the game you have, as written by the Australian listing. This could pose a problem for you if you share a Nintendo Switch because you can still create your own character, but you'll have to share the island. So, one island per Switch, which makes sense to me. You know what I mean? You don't want people sharing the game. You're gonna have to have people having their own Nintendo Switch and getting their own copy as well.
Mm-hmm.
Up to 8 players can play together on one player's island via online multiplayer or local wireless. 4 players of the same island can play together at the same time on a single system. So there's couch co-op, which is I love couch co-op games, so
Mm-hmm.
that's always good. Um, there's not going to be any split screen gameplay, so the camera will default to whoever is the leader, which makes sense to me. Um, um, yeah, and then we have some more information about the Amiibo and Amiibo card support, but I don't really, like I said, I don't have a Nintendo, so I don't know much about the Amiibo stuff. But the one thing I've gathered from friends who have played all the previous games is that it's a very peaceful game. It's very it's good for anxiety. You know what I mean? It's nice to just chill out and play the game. Kind of reminds me of the feeling you would get playing Harvest Moon back in the day, you know,
Mm-hmm.
or Stardew Valley. But yeah, so that's coming out. There's a lot of hype around that. If I had a Nintendo Switch, I'd probably get it because it looks like a lot of fun, and I like something that's a bit more slow paced that allows you to like take a break from all the fast paced games you're playing. You know.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. I think that's it for our list. Anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you're playing right now?
I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I got the
Oh,
gold edition on sale for like $25, and I remember you talking about it a while
oh
ago,
yeah.
and I'm so happy with it, man. I'm gonna go straight to it right now as soon as we're done with this
Yeah.
because I haven't paused. I got all the DLC downloaded. It's a beautiful fucking
Oh
game.
yeah. It's gorgeous.
I just wish I had a PS4 Pro or Xbox Series X to play with HDR
Mm.
enabled, because I just want to see it on its next bump. So I might actually borrow my friend's PS4 Pro just to try that out. But the games, I love it. There's so much to do. It's a huge game. It's
Yes.
huge.
Yeah.
There's so much to do. Like the map is massive. I like the fact that it's like this ancient Greek setting, and then you've still got the naval combat because that was the best
That
thing
was a lot of
Assassin's Creed
fun.
ever. Like, did you ever play Black Flag?
Yes, I did.
That was like the best thing Assassin's Creed ever did was
Yeah.
come up with this amazing naval combat system, and the fact that they got to bring it
And it's
back,
actually fun too.
it's so much fun. Like you spend so much of your time. Like, I mean, for Black Flag, that was the majority of the gameplay, but for this, I find myself just like going around and just trying to.
Yep. It looks
I want to
so
beat
beautiful
other
when you're on the
ships.
ship and you're
Mm.
just sailing in the ocean. It looks
I've been
gorgeous.
upgrading my arrows. It's oh man, I love the songs as well because they sing songs as you're sailing away. I really enjoy that. I like the fact that I can recruit people as I knock them down rather than assassinate them. Whereas in Black Flag, you have to go to certain areas, free the people, and then recruit them into your pirate crew. Now you can just knock out anybody and recruit them wherever you are, which is cool. So you can get higher level people. I've been having a lot of fun with that. Um, Other than that, really looking forward to Final Fantasy VII's remake. And a quick little tidbit about that is I just saw this now. There's actually like a secret ending to the demo they released because they released
Hmm.
the Final Fantasy demo a few days ago. So if you guys are playing the Final Fantasy the Final Fantasy VII demo, if you guys are playing it, apparently there's a secret ending or like a secret ending kind of thing you can get, and you should look out for that. I'm really looking forward to Final Fantasy VII. That's going to be my next buy.
Cool. All right. Can you tell people where to find you?
Sure thing. You guys can find me right here on the Collider Gaming channel. You guys can also find me on Instagram at josh.toki, and you guys can find me on Twitch at josh_toki. But I might be switching to Mixer soon, so who knows?
And you guys can find me on Twitter at ThinkHero and on Instagram, Dennis.tzng. Make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, youtube.com/ColliderGames, and also subscribe to Collider Factory feed for our podcast. So until next time, I'll see you guys later.